Welcome to my channel and to another review video. Now, I am absolutely gassed to be doing this review. I couldn't wait. I haven't gone through this watch. Like usually I open the watches, I wear them. This one's still packed. As you can see, it's the new Pagani design for 2020. Now, I've never really been into the Pagani homages or as a micro brand. Reason being is I think I've seen the Submariner homages. I have to say I'm kind of sick of these Submariner homages. They're literally everywhere. They're getting a bit played out if they haven't already been played out, to be honest. But I saw this watch on DHgate initially. I saw it I'd say about a month ago. Quite expensive for what it was. I was into it, but I didn't actually go and buy it. But then I saw it on AliExpress, better price, and then AliExpress did a great deal. They were doing one of their discounts. I thought I'd buy the watch. Listen, let me tell you, this is a game changer. I'm fully gassing this product. So yeah, I got a ton to say about this watch. So let's get into it. As always, let's start off with the packaging. Nice Pagani box. I have touched on the packaging on a previous homage and micro brand watches from China, and see, they have done it, whereas in my previous comparison, those watches, they were of a higher standard, or they were homaging higher spec watches, and they were coming in your standard boxes, generic boxes. Now you can see with Pagani, they've obviously invested some money in a box, decent logo, Pagani design, clean, crisp. Even if the box is poor, at least they did that and they put some money into it. So comes with this magnetic flap, very good. And this is how it came. We just came in a padded envelope and the box, so it was pretty safe. So Pagani design logo on the inside, comes with the Pagani design cloth. Again, you know what, they recognize themselves as a brand, they're pushing themselves, so fair play to them. Let's put the watch away for a second. Let's put it away. Okay, foam insert. Obviously the watch is wrapped around foam. Let's take a look inside. Okay, nearly dropped the camera there, not good. So it comes with a international guarantee. Comes with tag, comes with a little booklet, user manual, and the international guarantee. I mean, I said about these international guarantees, obviously someone like Seiko, they've got centers around Europe and everywhere, so you can send it through to them. I don't know, let's be honest, who is really going to send something back to China, but I mean, it's blank, so that's just obviously generics, pointless anyway. But I mean, it's appreciated. Again, they're a micro brand, they're trying to be big in the game, they're trying to step it up, so fair play to them, I say. Right, now the box is out of the way, let's move on into the watch. Let's use this lovely little Pagani cloth I got. Let's clean it. And let's get into the first impressions. I'm not gonna lie, as soon as I got it, like I said, it's the kid in me. I can't stop it. I opened it, had a quick look, then I put it away. But you know what? Stunning. First impressions. You know what? Stunning watch. And I've not told you the best thing about the watch. The price, £50. Yeah. I mean, it was 58, but with AliExpress's discount, £50. Do you realize what this is? £50. I'll say it again, because I really want to get across the message here. So Pagani design, it's got an NH35 movement, okay, Sapphire AR coated glass, as you can see, ceramic bezel. Listen, they've done that magic hat trick, isn't it? As I said in my previous videos, any watch that can bring you an NH35, they can bring you ceramic bezels and sapphire. You know, you can't go wrong. Price point in mind, £50. You know what? Come on, that's ridiculous. And my first impression, just having a quick look at it, we will go deep into this. The build quality, it doesn't show, it doesn't reflect £50, if you know what I mean. There's nothing tacky about it, there's nothing out of place, it looks solid. You know, the materials are there. Look at the clasp. You know what, it looks absolutely stunning. And what I like about it, it's not a clear-cut homage to anything. It's not a Submariner. I mean, it can be argued. I had quite a lengthy discussion with a friend of mine. Is what is this trying to homage? You know, it's got a bit of Seiko Fieldmaster, Hamilton military style watch, just because of the Arabics on the dial. But I don't think it really strikes out as something specific. So, this is what I'm thinking now, that a lot of these micro brands, initially when they're starting to homage watches, and then they're sort of going into their own designs and bringing out their own sort of watches. And you know what, it's good if they come out with the right design, but wow. And this is my first Pagani. Like I said, I've never really rated them. I've never really looked twice at them. I think some of the reviews, I don't know, just made it just look cheap. I could be wrong, obviously, like I said, because I've never had them. But this one did just stand out, and I had to buy it. I thought 50 quid, you know, what's the worst that could happen? And, you know, am I glad I did? Let's get into the walk around. Okay, let's start off with, like I said, this dial. Very different to a lot of watches. So as I mentioned, it does come with a sapphire coated, sapphire AR coated glass. Let's get a little zoom in there. Why are you not zooming for? There we go. You know, look at that. So it's got this great, almost gradiented, central gradient dial where it's almost golden brown with, and it gets darker as it goes around the edges to an almost black. And then you've got these really shiny, beautiful inset indices around the dial. Yeah, they really do catch the light. Got lovely hands, nice second hand. Little bit of writing at the bottom, Japan movement, which it is. The writing, you got Pagani design on the top. Automatic, water resistant, 100 meters. Clean, crisp writing. I mean, just look at the finishing on the dial. It's got a chapter ring around on the top. I like watches that do this with dials. So we see where it's inset on the date window. Again, goes with workmanship, quality. The diameter, case diameter on the website, they say it's 44 millimeters. I had a quick check with my caliper, and it would come to 43.5. So not too far off there. Case thickness coming in at 15 mil. That's because you've got the sapphire that sits just slightly proud. The weight coming in at 173, so it's not light, and that is a factor. And no matter what anybody says, obviously we associate weight with a bit of quality, you know. So a bit of heft, you think, yeah, that's a good watch. It could just be dead weight in the watch. We don't know, but you know. Let's go around. So it's got the full Arabics on the dial. Quick set date change available. Hollow dials. Just have a good look. I love how that sapphire just hits that dial. So really, it's an elegant yet sporty watch, I reckon. So it can be, like a dress watch, and you can pull it off as a sporty watch as well. It's got a real lustrous shine. I actually really like the dial as well, the way they've done the coloration, the little gradient there. The dial, there is multiple colorways available from Pagani, so they've done really well on that. They've given you a bag of choice. So the watches, they come in multiple straps, bracelets, configurations. So you can get the stainless steel strap, you can get the gold two-tone. I personally am not a fan of the gold two-tone, too much of a Rolex lookalike. And then they do this dial, which on the picture is meant to be black and grey, but clearly you can tell it's not. You can see that. They also do a lovely classy brown, really strong brown in the dial. And the actual bezel has, see these markers in the bezel on the brown one, they are tinted brown. Then they also do a lovely deep green dial with black around the outside, the similar way. I was initially going to go for that, but I thought I'd play it safe because like I said, I've never bought Pagani before. I don't know what it's going to look like. And they also do a blue face, which is, the color is a lot more solid on the blue, so it's not that evident where the color sort of goes and turns into a darker color. And then they do that with a blue bezel. And they also do them with leather straps, and they also do with the bronze case color. So it's a very classy combination you can get on a few of them. So if you're going for the brown with the leather, with the bronze, it does look quite fantastic, but it's just not for me. I like the stainless steel look. All right, let's move on to the case. Again, machining is really well. There's no sharp edges. There's no burrs sticking out. It's not catching onto my gloves. And it's brushed on the side with a crayon with the logo. See, these are the things I look for. Now, as you can see, you know, if you're going to establish yourself as a brand, whether it's micro, mainstream, you need to have your logos, you need to have your branding on there, as long as it's nothing too offensive. Okay, let's open the clasp. Let's look around. Case back is see-through. Love that. And there you can see the NH35A movement. I like this. They haven't, you know, gone for anything fancy on the back or stuck a massive logo on there. The model number is PD1649. Water resistant, 100 meters, stainless steel, Pagani design. You know, bang on. Don't need to say too much. Just brushed all over. Nice circular brushing here, linear on the sides. The lug ends got brushing here. See, so on the edge where the side meets the front lug, you've got this high polished edge here. You know what? Yeah, good workmanship, to be honest. Good workmanship. Move on to the crown. It's a screw down crown. It's got the Pagani logo. I think this blue film is a cover. I'll try and take it off. Screws down nicely. Pops out. It's I think it's a 7mm crown, the diameter, so it fits nicely between your fingers. Hand winding. It's NH35 movement, so we're all familiar with that. Pop out once for the date change, twice for the time change. Because of the diameter, you know what, you can literally fly through the time, so you can really set the time so quick. Now let's look at the date change. Click, done. Brilliant. Screw it in. Catches nicely on the threads, no gritty sand. Okay, let's hit the bezel. Gotta take a glove off for that. So it is a ceramic bezel. Now, It's a smooth click. It's like a jumpy click. It's not obviously fully seated, and the bezel doesn't feel quite heavy. So the quality of the sound isn't too good, but that's because it's bi-directional, which is pretty decent. Normally your bi-directionals don't have a clicker, but these guys obviously have. There's a bit of play in the bezel. It moves around quite a bit, and also there's a bit of play. I mean, it lines up perfectly, number one. There's no issue with that, but there's quite a bit of play. But I think that might be down to obviously the bi-directional movement. You know what, again, I really feel like bad about pointing at negatives because it's only £50. You gotta understand, what are they giving you for 50 quid? They're giving you a Sapphire NH35 ceramic. Come on, it's a no-brainer. It really is a no-brainer. Yeah, bracelet. So you got polished links down the middle, brushed down the side. I personally prefer fully brushed because I know, you know, the scratches show up quite a lot on these, but it was either that or the two-tone. Really don't like the two-tone. Or could have gone for leather. And you know, I don't know what is inside me. If I see a leather option or a stainless steel, I go for the stainless steel bracelet because I can always get a aftermarket leather strap. I've got a few nice ones, so I could always change that if I wanted to. I think these look like they're solid end lugs, so it's a good quality bracelet. And I still got the wrapping on there. I think I should take the wrapping off to get a better feel of it. Clasp. This feels quite thin, quite light. Decent spring mechanism on the sides to open it. Pagani design written across there. I would have liked the normal, I think, clasp they do, which is the butterfly. But you know, I'm impressed with this as well. So this is like a milled clasp. You know, they haven't gone for that cheapo, filthy McNasty normal clasp that you see on the aftermarket Seikos and a few of the homages I've got. So now, I mean, I gotta say, when I saw this, like after, you know, being so happy initially and being just totally gassed over it, I thought, hang on, what are we paying for? So even on the homages that I've just bought recently, I've paid 100, 150, 160, 180. But I'm thinking you can do all this for £58. Like, really? You know, so what are we paying for exactly? I don't know. I think, you know, even the reviews on AliExpress for the people that have bought these, 5 stars. Everyone is super happy with it. And, you know, why wouldn't you be? I'm telling you, you would choose this watch over, I don't know, so many Seikos out there. I mean, the case, it looks kind of mid to large size, but I've got a 6.5-inch wrist and it fits fine on my wrist. No issues. $22mm on the lugs. Like I've mentioned the weight on it already. I touched upon the homogeneous of the watch. Yeah, I mean, if you just search Seiko military or field watches, you'll see the full Arabics. There's a slight Hamilton watch in there, but again, you know, it's worth mentioning that like a lot of watches look like a lot of watches out there, you know. So like I said, they haven't marketed it as a homage, so I don't think it is, you know, specific to a certain homage, but it is actually lovely. The bracelet doesn't feel too, the bezel doesn't feel too bad, but it doesn't have that same quality. And I don't know, it might be aluminium or something. It is quite thin and light, but for £50, who cares? Honestly, who cares? So let me take off this plastic and let's see what the bracelet is saying. Right, so 10 hours later of getting off that really hard to get cling film off the bracelet, sounds weighty, sounds good. They don't sound hollow. It hasn't got that clinky, so rackety sound coming off it. No sharp edges, just brushed. On the reverse it's all brushed. I don't know if you can see that, yeah. Just high shine. Brush clasp. It does have a micro adjustments on the clasp. 3 micro adjustments. We'll have a diver's extension. No, tried it there. Overall, you know what? It's very sleek watch. Yeah, it does stand out. I don't know, man. £50. You honestly, I recommend anybody watching this is just to get one. It's worth having, like I said, with just the material available in the watch. But I don't get it. I mean, you could take the movement out, 30 quid, sell the Sapphire for another 20. You know, it's £50 done, isn't it, really? And you got a full case just to muck about with. And I've seen a couple of people there modding these homage watches, and fair play, why not? Okay, to summarize on the watch, you know what, I normally go through improvements and stuff. I'm not going to bother because, you know, I am taking the mick if I try to offer improvements on this. Come on, £50. The good, literally, you can't knock it. Everything is good. You know, the materials used, the design. You know, I think it's pretty timeless. It's not going to go out of fashion, this design. Nice dial, little feature. I mean, you know, they've moved away from those standard matte black dials and they've tried to do something different. Yeah. Nice machining all over the watch, good workmanship on the watch, decent case back, no logos, no fish on the back, clasp. Yeah, brilliant, really good. Accuracy, I've only got it, I've not had a chance to time it, but I mean, it's NS35, so it's going to be within the specifications that you're normally used to. Okay, let's hit it with a lume shot. There you go. It's not as bright as the other brands out there, but it's bright enough, very clear. You've got the hour and minute hand lines up. I don't know why my camera keeps doing that. Second hand, and then you've got, I was having a hard time focusing, isn't it? The Arabics all light up. Yeah, nice. Can't complain, to be honest. Very clear, you can see that. So yeah, I think I'm just about done with the review. I might do a follow-up. So don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Should be popping up in the corner. Please like the video. Add a comment if you want to. And check my other videos as well, please. So that'll just help me sort of make more videos and keep this thing regular if you guys are enjoying them. Thank you for watching.